I've covered hundreds of homebrew games, but a homebrew console? That's new. Welcome to Mike's Gaming Gala. I'm Mike, and while I was at PRGE, I got to meet some people doing cool things in the gaming community. One such person is Clyde Schaefer, creator of the Game Tank, an open source homebrew console based on a 6502 family CPU. And you heard me right, this is completely open source. If you check out their website, you'll find all the info you need to make one of these for yourself or program it, including an emulator and some games to try. We'll take a look at some of those later, but first, let's hear from the man himself about the project.
Hi, I'm Clyde. This project is the Game Tank. It's a brand new 8-bit retro console that I just kind of had the idea to create. I started this in 2019 because I thought it would be an interesting way to learn electronics. And then 6 years later, I'm sitting here at Portland Retro Gaming Expo showing it off to people. The whole thing is open source, so anyone can build one or build for it. And I publish a lot of free and open source tooling to develop games for it.
Cool. And what's your website? And if people wanted to, is this something that people can buy?
This is something that people will eventually be able to buy. I'm doing a pre-order campaign to essentially get a bunch of these made at once. I've been making these 10 at a time in my basement in pre-show frenzies in a week. I'm trying to move to making these 100 at a time with a contract manufacturer. So check out our crowd supply page, which is linked to from gametank.zone. And if you subscribe, then that'll help us along with knowing when we're ready to launch the campaign.
Okay, and what kind of games does this play?
It plays Game Tank games. No, it's we've got. So my current project is a Metroidvania style game. It's called Ganymede. That's actually a work in progress. And I'm about 2 areas out of 7 planned areas done. I've got another one that's a hack and slash dungeon crawler in the sort of Zelda SNES style. And then we've got a bunch of community-developed games using our free tools from our game jams. So we've got puzzle games, we've got little action dodging games inspired by old Flash games, and we've got other cool demos like a 3D renderer.
Okay, and so graphics-wise, we're talking 16-bit era?
Something like 8-bit era graphics, but animated like it's a 16-bit era.
Okay.
So it has a lot of fluid animation, more frames than you would have on a NES game. You would have a 2-frame or 3-frame walk cycle, whereas in Ganymede I've got a 6-frame walk cycle because I can fit that much animation in the memory.
Okay. And yeah, because ROM size isn't as big of an issue as it used to be.
Yeah.
But you're still working within kind of more retro limitations.
We're working within retro limitations. The ROM size can be 2 megabytes, but the cartridge port can still only see 32 kilobytes at once. So there has to be some banking done to fit that all in.
Okay, great. And so this is an open source.
It's an open source. I actually maintain both a version of this that is meant for hand soldering, that you can just pull the board files from online and build it yourself with the parts. I even have tools that help you buy the correct parts to use for that. But I'm also working on the surface-mount version, which is what I brought to the show, to be able to get that built in bigger batches and save people some money while getting it in their hands to play with.
That's really cool.
All right. Thanks to checking out their website, gametank.zone, I found a bunch of games and demos to play and give a better example of what you might find available now. Looking at the games here, first things first, are you even a real console if somebody doesn't try to put Bad Apple as a video test? Well, in this case, it looks and sounds great. Cursed Fiend. This one is one of those ones that, yes, it's an 8-bit game, but it looks more like it could be on the Super Nintendo or the Genesis. The characters and the sprites here look really good. It's a dungeon crawler. It's a pretty simple one, but it definitely increases in difficulty the deeper you get into the dungeon. This is one that I ended up playing for a while. I actually really liked it. This game here is the arcade multi-pack, and it's got a whole bunch of games that really should be familiar to most gamers. The one game in this collection, though, that I thought really showed off what the Game Tank can do is Red's Run. This is an endless runner, and of course the music here is Bad Apple again, but look at the quality and the animation of this sprite. This looks almost like it could be Donkey Kong Country style, you know, with that 3D shading and really fluid animation. I really liked this game. I played till over 100 obstacles avoided. A simple runner, but a lot of fun and visually really, really nice. A really fun game in this collection was Two Penguins. You can play as either the left or the right penguin, but the goal is you have to get both penguins to the top of the screen, right in the center there where the big penguin is. But every move you make for one penguin is reflected in the other penguin. So it's a really fun game. I've played games like this before, but this was a really good version. I could play this for quite a long time. Legacy of the Fiend is another dungeon crawler. This one more in the vein of Grail of the Gods, where the combat is automatic. I thought this one was really good as well. You can, you know, visually it's not as impressive as some of the other games, but not every game has to be. And remember, this is using still the 8-bit graphics. We have Torpedo, which is really just a really nice visual representation of Seawolf. These kind of games, you know, they're more shooting gallery games. They're okay, but visually, again, like if this was on the NES, this would be really, really impressive. And again, this is in that same 8-bit vein. So definitely some 16-bit feel to an 8-bit game, which is really impressive. Target Practice is a simple target shooting game, but I love the fact that at some points other objects are in the environment that you can shoot for extra points, like this guy that's chasing the woman across the bottom of the screen. Ganymede is the Metroidvania game that Clyde was talking about when I was interviewing him, and this one actually looks and feels really good. I can't wait till he finishes it. And then, of course, you don't have to look super great in order to be a fun game. This aerial game was a lot of fun. Looks like Scramble. It doesn't play like Scramble, but had these little Zeppelin bosses, and it was pretty fun to play. You can shoot at an angle up or down or directly ahead of you, and as the levels increase, so does the difficulty. It's a pretty fun game. Ruptus is a simple Bosconian port with its own kind of unique visuals. Again, nothing that's blowing your mind, but it's a fun little game in its own right. Cacorm is actually a really fun game. I enjoyed this a lot. Again, visually, it's more on the simple side, but what you're trying to do is walk around and avoid the enemies in order to encircle the stars. And the more you can encircle in one go, the more points you're going to get as you advance. Super fun game. Kind of a sleeper hit for me. And then from the same programmer, Svelis, this is a really unique game. I've never played anything like it. I believe it is a port, though. But you're trying to collect all the stars, but you can actually shift the maze in different areas. Really, really unique way of playing. I thought this one was a lot of fun, and I'm going to play it a lot more. Lastly, we have Go Fish. Now, Go Fish may not seem exciting. It's a nice representation here. It looks good. But kind of the key here is that the other player talks to you. Sometimes the voice isn't the best. I found when it was asking for a 7, it sounded like it was asking for a 1. But I especially like it when you don't have the card he asked for and he says, "Dang it." It's pretty fun.
Aw, dang it.
And there you have it, an open source console project that really has the feel of your favorite old 8 and 16-bit systems. Is it for everyone? Of course not. But for the person who has everything, or even tech people who want a neat new piece of hardware to play with, I think this is really cool. And if you're not keen on building your own, at some point you'll be able to buy a pre-made system through their site. There's already some carts there available. Absolutely go check out their website, play some of the free games in their emulator, and follow the project at one of the links in the description. Thank you for watching my video, I hope you liked it, and thank you so much to my channel members. I appreciate your support so much. As always, my contact info is in the description, and we'll see you next time on Mike's Gaming Gala.